Hello. Hello. Welcome, one and all, to a very spooky edition of the WHO Bulletin. I've also realised like a complete wrong thing. I suppose edits, I guess, is still the top story, so that's fine. But we're gonna go from there. Welcome. If you're here, say hello. Jack, Nelligan, SK, Liam Hickey, so far. Welcome to the stream. We're doing it a bit earlier today. George Parker, welcome. We're going to be talking about loads of new Doctor Who news, as you've probably come to expect from this show now. And we're going to be doing it earlier in the day, as you can probably tell as well, because it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, not 7 o'clock in the evening, so I'll be expecting a very different turnout today, but we're already doing alright. Got 31 people joining in. Welcome. Come and say hello. Lucy Morningstar and the Kiwi Kingdom, welcome to the stream. Finny and Neil also say hello. And yes, so today we're going to be talking about a few things, because there's been a lot of news this week. I wasn't expecting to talk about a lot of things. If anything, this was my sort of filler episode of the WHO Bulletin, because I have a pumpkin. I have a full-size pumpkin that I'm going to carve on this live stream. I don't know what I'm going to carve it into yet. I haven't got a plan, but we're going to work it out together, and we're going to wing it, and it's going to be fun. So that's the plan today, but I've also got some actual Doctor Who news to talk about as well. So we'll be talking about the air dates being announced, obviously, last week. That happened last Wednesday, so the day after the live stream, talking about things. Is that so much logged into the buckets? That's really funny, actually. That's class. Gonna just... I don't know if that's intentional. But that's genius. Well done. I don't know who that is who's logged into that, but that's really funny. Yeah, we're gonna be... I don't know, I've completely lost track of what I was saying now. So we're talking about the air dates today. The air dates have been announced for the 60th anniversary special, so we're going to be talking about that. That's fucking mental. No, don't do that. That's bad, because it'll look subscribe to myself. That's really bad. Oh dear. I don't talk about my work on here. There's a reason for that. I like to keep it separate. I mean, not work people, but like where I'm employed. It's quite obvious with a channel with fucking like 13 mil subscribers just randomly commenting. Yes, we're going to talk about the Doctor Who air dates for the 60th anniversary. Those have been announced, and they're not great. They're not exactly what I thought they'd be. So, yeah. There's that, and then we've also got a new spin-off which was announced as well yesterday called Tales of the TARDIS. So we're going to be talking about that in great detail as well and breaking down whatever's been announced. I have no idea. That's really bad. That's really, really bad. Thomas? Oh, you're a git. This is really weird. So for those who are lacking context, I've took half a day off work to live stream today to do a bit of a longer one, and also have some time in the evening to actually watch a horror film and celebrate Halloween and whatever way white English people celebrate. And there are people obviously at my work who are logged into the work channels who are commenting in the chat with channels with millions of subscribers. I don't know if that's a good idea, you know what I mean? I don't think that's a great idea, not gonna lie. But for anyone who might be watching this in HR, it's not me. You can't blame me for this, so it's good. Oh shit. Anyway, welcome to everyone else who's just joined as well. Steph Neuer, The Psychic Paper, Vinyl Lloyd, Time Lord 2023, Tom Blythe, Neil, and of course Moonbug Kids, sing along with me, Blippi, sign language for kids ASL. Paul Malley as well. Thank you all for joining so far. It's great to have so many of you joining and talking. We've got quite a lot to talk about today, but the good thing is we've got more time to do it in. We're going to be streaming for 2 hours on the Who Bulletin today. It's going to be an extra long, double-length sort of special. And we're going to be going until 4 o'clock. And at 4 o'clock, what's going to happen? We're going to go over to Twitch like we always do, and we're going to go and stream over there for longer as well, for 3 hours until about 7 o'clock in the evening or whenever I feel tired. We're going to be talking about all that lovely Doctor Who news stuff on here, and then we're going to be going to Twitch, and we're going to be playing some indie horror games, which I've either played when I was like 10 and can't really remember, or I've never played at all. I asked you guys on Twitter for some free or cheap indie horror games to play, and you guys gave some great suggestions, so we'll be doing that later on. But for now, we're here, and we are talking about Doctor Who stuff. Very funny. So, we're going to start with the Doctor Who news, of course, as always. Kind of have to. Alright. I know it's definitely not Joel doing that. It tends to be too close to home. Yeah, I am mocking redundancy on stream. Let's talk about Doctor Who news before I lose track once again. So... So, last Wednesday, they announced the air dates. There's been a lot of information since then, so it's been quite hard to kind of work out what's going on. So, the big air date was the 25th of November. Let's talk about that, first of all. Let's go to here. There we go. So, the big news with the air dates, returning on the 25th of November, which I think came as a surprise to a lot of people. I know in the last live stream I did on here, we talked about it being... possibly, I think it was the 11th, 18th, and 25th, not beginning on the 25th, because it's after the anniversary, you're out the way children in need. But actually, now it's been announced, and now there's been more news to follow, and we know about spin-offs and all that sort of other sort of stuff. It's really exciting to sort of see, you know, it kind of makes more sense. We're leading into the Christmas special. I have to forgive me all today, my voice is a little hoarse. I'm a little hoarse today. Nay. So, it's such a shit joke. 25th of November is when we're going to be watching the new Doctor Who episodes, and a lot of people were worried, myself included, that it was all going to drop on the same day at the same time, because it advertised it as 25th of November, BBC iPlayer to the UK and Disney Plus to the rest of the world. Disney Plus tend to launch things just immediately, and one thing I really don't like is... You know, Disney shows like Ahsoka and Marvel, not really many Marvel shows I watch nowadays, but Ahsoka, all the Star Wars stuff, whenever that aired, it would always air like first thing in the morning for the UK audience, and I'd have to sort of avoid spoilers all day, and then come back home, and then watch it, and then be like, oh, this is great, and that's fun. But I'm not really about that. I'm also going to zoom in a little bit, because I'm a little bit low down as well here. That moved up. That didn't do fucking anything. So, yeah, I was a bit worried that it was going to be the same for Doctor Who, but then they brought out these gorgeous airbrush to fuck posters, and sort of announced that they would be separate dates. And in fact, that the Star Beast would be appearing on the 25th of November, followed by, in the Saturdays after, the 2nd of December for Wild Blue Yonder, and the 9th of December for The Giggle. So that's interesting. I love these posters, first of all. I think they're really, really nicely done. I think it's a shame how airbrushed Tennant is on literally every single one. But I'm a big fan of how it looks. I'm a big fan of the composition and everything. And obviously, it's just nice to get posters and promotional material that like look just fucking great. Like have great use of color, great editing, lots of characters in there. Give you enough about the episode again, but not like no big spoilers. Wild Blue Yonder gives us this new little robot character, which everyone's sort of talking about. Again, probably like a really happy, friendly robot. That's definitely not going to be ominous and evil at all, I'm sure. And then the final special being The Giggle with Neil Patrick Harris and the Toymaker. We knew all this anyway, which is good. So, yeah, again, another great poster. Very kind of classic Doctor Who vibes. I don't like to look at this poster too much because I tend to notice that David Tennant looks really small when next to Catherine Tate, because they clearly weren't in the photo together. Or maybe they were, but I'm guessing they weren't, because this is a very strange I don't know. It just looks weird when I look at it too much. And yeah, I'm excited for all of these. I think the posters are great, and I think the new Disney Plus trailer doesn't really show much, but it was, again, brilliant. I'm really excited to see these. I love the posters. I'm really glad we've got like a locked-in air date ahead of airing. And it's a bit of a shame that going into November, I was hoping that this would kind of be like, really, kind of an exciting time going into it. And I was a bit like, a bit disappointed that the specials would be airing at the end of November, not at the beginning. But it does work out quite well because we're going to be getting other stuff as well, which we'll talk about in just a minute. The second bit of news, they're actually releasing the Steelbook DVD Blu-ray box set on the 11th of December, which is really exciting. That's sick. I like that. I'm happy with that. Only slight problem. So I've got it's like you win some, you lose some. You win some. I can't wait. I'm going to get a new Doctor Who Steelbook before Christmas, and it's going to be gorgeous quality, and it's going to be amazing, and I can't wait to see that. On the other hand, the last time the BBC released a DVD box set for Doctor Who, this close to the finale of the series, and by this close, I mean 2 days, 9th of December, 11th of December, it got sent out early by various distributors. This was Series 7. A few you might not remember this, but I remember it quite vividly. Series 7, the box set, got sent out early to audiences in the UK from one supplier. I can't remember which supplier it was, but it got sent out early, and I think it got sent out before Nightmare in Silver even aired. So Nightmare in Silver and Name of the Doctor hadn't been on TV, yet people were able to watch those episodes via the DVD box set, meaning not only all the spoilers with the actual episode of like who Clara was, the Impossible Girl, but also John Hurt's War Doctor. No. Can you please make the logo smaller on your webcam? No. If you want to see my face, here I am. There we go. I'll zoom in a bit. I've been prepping the camera more for the pumpkin carving, which is fair enough, to be honest. But there we go. I'll just sit really low down instead. That works. Yeah. So that's good and it's exciting, but I do worry about that because it did leak online, and thankfully no one made that much of a fuss about it. No one leaked it too hard. I remember I did read up at the time, even though I was 12. I do remember watching a YouTube video which basically described what would happen in Name of the Doctor. I thought it was a theory, and then I watched the episode and I was like, wow, that theory was really good. Everything was in there. And then I realized, oh no, that's bollocks. That's not how it works at all. It got leaked. It wasn't like a theory. Which is annoying, but it is what it is. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen this time, because it would be a shame to find out about the giggle before it airs on TV, especially given that it's going to be somewhat of a regeneration episode, you'd assume, considering Tennant is the 14th Doctor and Ncuti is the 15th, and Ncuti will be taking over the Christmas special onwards. Yeah. The exciting thing about this is we get, obviously, a special on the 25th of November, the 2nd and 9th, and then we have about a 2.5 week gap before the next episode, which isn't that long, and I think there is a reason for that. It's not about fans at this point, it's more about TV scheduling and also keeping viewer engagement. Tennant, whether you like it or not, Tennant and Tate as a duo are the driving force to bringing people back to Doctor Who a little bit. People who maybe haven't watched it in a few years, didn't really like a lot of the newer stuff. Personally, I speak to a lot of people who watched Doctor Who when it was David Tennant. I used to watch it when it was David Tennant. I used to watch it then. Or even Matt Smith. Sometimes it's I used to watch it when it was Matt Smith. But it's not really you don't... obviously as fans we love it, but you have to appreciate that there are a lot of people who haven't really watched it since sort of late Smith era, and as time goes on people lose interest and people move on and find different things. Doctor Who is a long running show and it will always have a consistent and passionate fan base, but it's the general audience that the BBC obviously want to get back, and what a time to do it than the 60th anniversary specials. Bring back Tennant and Tate, the best, most famous duo from the last few years of the show. Bringing them back is a no-brainer, right? That's going to bring general audiences back. What's going to keep general audiences is very quickly introducing them to the new Doctor so they watch the next series. That's the thing. I think no matter what, you're going to lose audience from the specials to the next series. I hope that's not the case. I really hope it isn't. I hope it grows. Ncuti is a big presence in TV and film at the minute. So it's really exciting to see him as the Doctor, and obviously he's going to bring in an audience of his own. So seeing the regeneration sort of mid-December, and then shoot his first full episode on Christmas Day, and then presumably Series 14 will be out like early 2024, like April maybe, or even March, who knows. That's when the shows used to come out back in the Tennant days, so maybe they're doing that. They're already filming the next series, so I wouldn't be surprised if post-production for Series 14 is almost nearly done. Either way, yeah, that's what I'd assume, and that's the best way to keep the general audience engaged. So what I'm trying to say is that by doing this sort of later release of the 60th anniversary specials, you could be saving more viewers from turning off and forgetting about Doctor Who after the 60th anniversary. So that's good. You know, don't leave it a month gap, leave it 2 weeks. Makes sense. The other big bit of news, beyond it being Matt Smith's birthday and the Daleks at Heathrow Airport, we had Tales of the TARDIS announced, which is so exciting. And so exciting that I'm going to crack open a monster. If I can. I can't get my hand into it. What am I doing? Oh, I'm a complete dick. What I've got, George struggles to open a monster. .jpeg. .gif. Oh, that's an interesting flavour. It's a Lewis Hamilton flavoured monster. I never knew what Lewis Hamilton tasted like before now. Now I do. He's delicious. So, the new Doctor Who spin-off. The first Doctor Who spin-off since Class, probably. This is what it is, and it's so exciting. So what it seems to be, I mean, obviously we've got loads of pictures here. Tegan and the Fifth Doctor. I'm terrible with names, shit. Yeah, Jamie and, yes, and obviously Clyde and Joe. And of course the Seventh Doctor and Ace as well. And we've got a bunch of other ones here as well. And it's great to see. I absolutely love this. So what is it? You know, they're on a big TARDIS set. And this is a gorgeous, gorgeous set, obviously. We can see that. You've got the 10th Doctor's TARDIS in the background. You've got the 1st Doctor's roundels, the 13th Doctor's stuff here. You've got... they don't show much in these ones. You've got Matt Smith's console there. You've got like Capaldi's at the other side. You've got loads of Easter eggs and references. The space helmet from The Impossible Planet, and all these different things. Chock packed with references. They've just clearly raided the BBC archives and just pulled out any old bits of TARDIS and reference they can find and kind of made it into a gorgeous looking set. So what the context of this is will be interesting. The series is canon, and the specially shot stuff is canon. So I'll be interested to see what they do with that. The Whoniverse, though, was announced. And this is the big news. Welcome to the world where you can find every Doctor, every companion, and terrifyingly hundreds of monsters that have appeared in Doctor Who. From the 1st of November, the Whoniverse will be the official name and dedicated home for all shows within the orbit of Doctor Who, which will be live on BBC iPlayer. So this is a huge, exciting thing, which is definitely a modern thing. Doctor Who already had its sort of... No, it didn't have an official branding. It was just like the Worlds of Doctor Who or something like that. But you know how when you watch a Star Wars show, like they could be completely disconnected, but they will always start with the same Star Wars ident. I feel like we're going to get the same here. I feel like we're going to start with something like in the Whoniverse or something, which is simultaneously very scary, but also very exciting. It feels like Doctor Who's becoming that modern brand that it was always kind of destined to be eventually. It was either going to just sort of flop, or it was going to do really well and become this big international brand, which is what it's trying to do. Russell talked about wanting to compete with Marvel and Star Wars and all that sort of thing, like make Doctor Who the big name it deserves to be. And I think making the Whoniverse actually is a genius idea. Not one that like hasn't been mentioned before. Like a lot of people have talked about it. They're bringing obviously all this stuff to BBC iPlayer, which we talked about before. And it's interesting here they've put in with over 100 episodes of Doctor Who content already in the back catalogue. The Whoniverse will launch with a brand new logo, and every piece of Doctor Who content will carry a brand new ident, instantly bringing all the Doctor Who worlds together in one place. and it will continuously expand. So it's super exciting, again, that we'll see the stuff on BBC iPlayer, and what's likely is there's going to be a Whoniverse ident at the beginning of every episode of everything. They're going to have added all this on, which is so cool. I really like that, and it's sick. It's almost as if, like, you know, like with the Star Wars stuff, if they added, like, the Star Wars ident to the beginning of everything. Now, you could say that tarnishes some stuff. When is the Doctor Who brand based on half starting? Immediately! Yeah, and I love this, and I think it's a great idea. Maybe it's not for you, maybe it's a bit too modern, and it's not Doctor Who, but I think Doctor Who has to embrace change. It always has, and it always will, successfully. And I think this is a part of that, and I think it's a very exciting part of that. Personally, I'm very excited to see it. Tomorrow, you know, live, where we're like here, like tomorrow, the 1st of November, you'll be able to go on to BBC iPlayer in the UK, and maybe elsewhere as well. I'm not sure yet. We'll talk about that in just a minute. And be able to see all these things with the Whoniverse, and it all be grouped under the same banner. You know, every episode of Doctor Who, every episode of Confidential, every spin-off with Class, Sarah Jane Adventures, Torchwood, K9 and Company. I think that's being added as well. Everything will be under this Whoniverse banner, including this brand new show, which is also dropping tomorrow. Again, our first canon, specially filmed spin-off type thing in years. And then you can get a pretty, much better image of the set there. Let me just move this. Oh, shit. Let me just move this along a bit more. There you go. You can see so many little Easter eggs with the TARDISes here. You've got the first Doctor's sort of hexagon. You've got the 4th Doctor's TARDIS on the roof there. You've got the 10th Doctor's TARDIS in the background. 13's here. 12's TARDIS console there. 11's TARDIS console up there. The 2nd Doctor's scanner. The 3rd Doctor's big bowl roundel. 13th Doctor's, like, kind of clockwork. I want to say clockwork there. Clockwork, hexagonal, sort of roundels. You've got the big metal beams from the 8th Doctor's TARDIS. You've got the old sort of 80s TARDIS for the 5th, 6th and 7th Doctor on the side here as well. As well as, I'm sure, many, many more Easter eggs hidden about. Yeah, that's super exciting. And it's... I'm gassed for this. I'm genuinely very, very excited to see what this is going to be. There's some more information which we'll talk about in just a minute, but yeah, the first exclusive content to land in the Whoniverse will be Tales of the TARDIS, a brand new 6-part series that reunites beloved classic Doctor Who duos as they board a very special TARDIS on a nostalgic voyage through time and space. Tales of the TARDIS, reprising their roles as Doctor and companions to go on a timey-wimey spin down memory lane in these unmissable adventures are Maureen O'Brien as Vicky and Peter Purves as Stephen, Fraser Hines as Jamie, Wendy Padbury as Zoe, Katie Manning as Jo, Daniel Anthony as Clyde, Peter Davison as the 5th Doctor and Jeanette Fielding as Tegan, Colin Baker as the 6th Doctor, Nicola Bryant as Perry, and the 7th Doctor, Sylvester McCoy as the 7th Doctor, and Sophie Aldred as Ace. So you've got almost an episode for every era there, kind of ish, for almost like for Classic Who, that is. So you've got obviously Vicky and Stephen for the 1st Doctor era, you've got Jamie and Zoe for the 2nd Doctor, Jo and Clyde for the 3rd Doctor era / modern era, I guess. Clyde is a great addition and a really interesting one. It's probably the one I'm most excited to see because he's a character from the Sarah Jane Adventures. He's not a character from Doctor Who. He's never been in Doctor Who, I don't think. And the story that they're talking about is Jo Grant reminiscing about her adventures from the 70s with the 3rd Doctor. And then we'll get to see Clyde again as well. Years after, of course, the end of Sarah Jane Adventures and Elizabeth Sladen's unfortunate passing, we'll get to see just new content between these characters, new specially written stuff. And I'm very, very excited about that. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, and I'm also excited for all these other ones as well, because it's just great. These Doctor Who legends step back into characters, reflect on their adventure, and in the process deliver something new, leaving their viewers with a new insight into each story of each timeless pair. Over 6 parts, each episode of Tales of the TARDIS will feature a different duo, with brand new scenes woven together with classic episodes to create a feature-length omnibus episode. So what this is... it's sort of, the idea here is that it's basically going to be an hour and a half every episode. That's at least what it looks like on iPlayer and the BBC website at the minute. We'll look at that in a minute. But every episode is going to be an hour and a half. and it's going to be basically a cut-down version of these classic stories. So, for example, I think one of them is The Three Doctors. The Three Doctors, obviously, I think a 6-part special. I'm not really sure. I can't remember how long it is. But they'll be cut down into probably about an hour overall. And the likelihood is we'll probably get half an hour's worth of inserts with the companions in this new TARDIS reminiscing about the story, intercutting between the story, or introducing the story at the beginning and rounding it off at the end. Either way, we're writing and producing new stuff to sort of breathe new life into a more accessible version of these old stories. And let me tell you, as someone who never really grew up much on Classic Who, this is super exciting because as a kid I would have loved this. I would have loved to have seen these characters playing their versions of the Doctor and companions and talking about these and reminiscing as if these are like real things that happened, and then seeing a cut down version of the story. I still would have felt like I got a taste of that and an understanding of that, and that would be just, it's just so cool. I'm very, very excited for this. We'll go again more into detail in just a bit. With new scenes written by showrunner Russell T Davies and previous Doctor Who writers Phil Ford and Pete McTeague, Tales of the TARDIS allows fans to rediscover the stories they love whilst inviting new viewers to explore the vast mythology of the Doctor. Again, fantastic writers. Russell is an amazing writer. We know he's basically over everything at the minute, and that's super exciting. He doesn't seem to be going anywhere anytime soon, but, you know, this is either way, again, another fantastic contribution. Even if he wasn't showrunner and he was working on this, it would still have so much excitement from me. Phil Ford, bit of a curveball. I can't remember I think he wrote Waters of Mars and maybe another episode that I can't quite remember. But yeah, again, another established Doctor Who writer who is pretty damn good. And Pete McTeague, I think, is perfect for this. Pete McTeague is the writer of Kablam and Praxius, but he also worked on all the specially filmed segments for the Blu-ray box sets, which use all companions anyway. All of those mini-sodes are loved by fans. They are absolutely adored by fans, even though what they are basically like adverts. They're completely specially shot, written, directed, filmed, etc. And it's brilliant. So him being on this project is probably perfect, honestly. That's the best way I can describe that for myself. The word Whoniverse was invented by fans, so it's time to give it official status. And Tales of the TARDIS is one of the greatest delights of my career. To see old Doctors and companions reunited, still fighting the good fight, it's a perfect way to celebrate the Doctor's 60th birthday. Again, couldn't agree more. The 60th anniversary specials themselves seem to be more of a event TV thing than a sort of trip down memory lane nostalgia fest. So this being a way of including those classic Doctors is genius, and I think it's a really, really nice way to kind of respect them. We didn't get that with the 50th, you know, they weren't involved with the 50th, they did the 5-ish Doctors, and that was off their own back. But this is a way of including all these characters and being able to play them again properly on screen. Like, we're going to see Colin Baker in live action play the 6th Doctor again. We're going to see Sylvester McCoy play the 7th Doctor again. Yeah, we saw them appear in Time of the Doctor, in Power of the Doctor, but you know, there is different parts of the story, hologram versions of themselves and consciousness versions of themselves. This will be the actual incarnations to some capacity, which, yeah, I absolutely love. So I'm very excited about that. Dan McGolpin, sorry, not McGolphin, director of iPlayer and Channel, said, I'm delighted to welcome Tales of the TARDIS exclusively to BBC iPlayer, the home of Doctor Who, which is consistently one of our most popular programmes every single week of the year. Tales of the TARDIS will sit within the Whoniverse and features brand new and incredibly moving scenes with well-loved characters. It will be a fantastic starting point for a new generation to discover some of the most classic episodes and a joyous way for long-standing fans to catch up with old friends. And I adore that, again. Great. Yeah. Just fab. Love that. No complaints at all. Tales of the TARDIS is a Bad Wolf and BBC Studios production for BBC iPlayer. Executively produced by Russell T Davies, Jane Tranter, Julie Gardner, Phil Collinson and Joel Collins. It is produced by Scott Hancock and directed by Joshua M.G. Thomas. The episodes are written by Russell T Davies, Phil Ford and Pete McTeague. It will launch on the 1st of November with the extensive back catalogue of Doctor Who, which is really, really great. And I'm gassed for this. One of the first things I'll be doing tomorrow is checking this out and seeing what it's like. So before we crack on, let me also... God, this is very close now. Let's move this back up a bit, come on. Let's also move this chair back up again. I'm sick of sitting on the floor. Oh, God. There we go. There we go. We're back. We're back. Is that like... It should be like live focusing, I think. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. Yeah. But I'm very excited about this. I want to check out the actual BBC listing. So obviously it's not launched yet, but we're seeing a lot of stuff crop up, which is very exciting. I'm trying to work out where to find these things, because at the moment it's still very difficult to find because it's still kind of lost a little bit. So let me try and work out where this is. Let's go back a little bit, because I'm sure I shared something with it on. Can't quite remember. Okay, here we go. Cool. I don't know who found this initially, but cheers to them, because they've done a really good job with this. I want to zoom in again. Yeah, basically, yeah. This is... I'm going to have to put my seat down again, yeah. So these are the episodes here. The full series, I believe, is going to just release at once. So the first one is Earthshock. And everyone's got a little description, so we're going to kind of go through it. So the first episode is Earthshock. The Doctor and Tegan meet again and remember their terrifying adventure against the Cybermen to save Earth and the friend they lost along the way. That's going to be good. The Mind Robber. Jamie and Zoe meet again and remember their encounter with the robots, Clockwork Soldiers, and Medusa in the land of fiction governed by a mysterious master. Interesting. Vengeance on Varos. The Doctor and Perry meet again and remember their conflict on the mining planet Varos, a world that entertains its people with sadistic TV broadcasts. The Three Doctors, Jo Jones and Clyde Langer meet again as she remembers when the Time Lords summoned three doctors to fight an awesome adversary from Gallifrey's past. The Time Meddler. Stephen and Vicky meet again and remember their first adventure battling a time-travelling monk about to change the course of history in 1066. The Curse of Fenric. Doctor and Ace meet again, remember their battle against an ancient evil war in World War II where a Viking curse is bringing the dead back to life. So yeah, cool. That is 6 episodes of this new kind of omnibus episode type, but all of them are an hour 30. So yeah, they're really, really cool stuff. I'm super excited about this. Oh god, I zoomed in again. Ugh, horrible. It reminds me of when we used to have them upload episodes onto the YouTube channel. They had full-length episodes of Doctor Who, like old classic Doctor Who, that were cut down and re-edited into like 45 minutes. So I think they like re-edited like Genesis of the Daleks, which is like a 6-part story. So God knows how long that would be. Almost 3 hours, I think. And they edited it down into 45 minutes. Obviously, it doesn't have all the details and all the things, but it had the key moments, it had the key story beats in it, and you were able to watch it in a sort of shorter capacity on YouTube, which is really cool for fans who, you know, want to get into Classic Who, but don't know where to start and don't really want to be put off by like a super long story. Because it is a different era of television, and for some, it's not as appealing as others. And for me, I struggle with Classic Who sometimes. I struggle to really get into it, even though I naturally love the show. I still struggle to watch some of the older stuff. Just because of my sort of patience with old TV and how much free time I've got. It's not very much. So I do struggle with that. But I do love a lot of this, and I love the way they're doing this mixed with new stuff. I think is a genius idea, and if we can get an episode, like, if we can get an hour of, like, basically what is equivalent to almost 2 hours, 3 hours, cut down into an hour, then with new specially shot footage, I think that's great, and I think that's super exciting, and I think it really brings a lot there. Given that this is canon, which has been confirmed by Russell, I want to know what TARDIS this is. I want to know when this is supposed to take place. And I also want to know how the Doctors look older again. We get this quite a lot, and I know obviously like I don't want de-aged CGI Doctors. I really don't want that. That's the last thing I want. But what I do like is seeing these characters back. Oh, I'm always happy to see them back, but I always kind of want to know why and like how do they look older and they are still playing their own incarnations. Different versions of the Curator, different things like that. I'd be more than happy with that. Just so long as there's like an explanation or a reasoning, we'll be fine. Like the holograms in Power of the Doctor and the Guardians of the Edge made complete sense. But here I'm kind of like, oh, well, they're actually meeting them as if they are those incarnations. So I'd be very keen to see that and see what that looks like and what that feels like. Yeah. So in terms of what people are saying about US, currently you can only watch this in the UK with a TV license. So officially, move to the UK, get a TV license. Unofficially, try a VPN, see if it works. I don't know what the crack will be with international release. I would have thought eventually this will probably be something that's on Disney Plus, or maybe even uploaded to YouTube. We don't know. We don't know what the crack is. Or released as a box set. It might be released as a DVD box set. You never know. With these things, but I'm hoping obviously it'll eventually make its way worldwide. And at the end of the day, look, if you can't watch it on like your own platforms, it'll find its way online. You'll be able to find it. You can find like every classic Doctor Who episode on Dailymotion somewhere. Not that that's the best way to do it, but you can. You physically can. So as sad as it is, it does make sense because the BBC are trying to sort of move forward with Doctor Who as a brand and kind of prioritise that. We've got the Disney Plus partnership and BBC in the UK. So the likelihood is, given the big BBC Whoniverse archive thing that we're going to get on iPlayer, which is an iPlayer exclusive because it's content that's owned by the BBC, because of that, this is likely to fall under that same bracket, whereas a bigger scale spin-off to the level of Torchwood or Class or Sarah Jane Adventures would probably be on like BBC iPlayer and Disney Plus, whereas this is like a web series. This is like a bit of an extension. You're using old classic Doctor Who episodes and you're putting stuff on there. It's also worth noting as well that Disney Plus will not have anything prior to the new specials on it. It's not going to have anything from the previous Tennant era or up to Jodie's era. It will be the new international home of Doctor Who going forward. So whatever previous platforms you used to watch them on, you'll probably still be able to. But in the UK is probably the luckiest one, but it's just simply down to the whole everything with deals and everything with just copyright and all that sort of thing. The BBC are very kindly piling it all together for us tomorrow to put on, BBC iPlayer for us all to watch and enjoy. So that's fun, and I'm very, very excited about that. But I don't really know what next, where to go. But yeah, what are we all saying about this? Is everyone kind of happy about this? Everyone excited about this? What are we saying? What we thinking? Are you a bit disappointed, obviously, about the whole international thing? You probably prefer it to be on US TV somehow as well, of course. But yeah. We. How many episodes of the spin-off are there? There are 6 hour-and-a-half long episodes. Now bear in mind, obviously, it's not an hour and a half of new content. A lot of that, most of those hour and a half, will probably in like an hour, maybe an hour 15, will be a classic episode of Doctor Who that's re-edited down into one big feature-length version of the episode. But, yeah. I'm super excited for it. I think it's been really cool. Happy Halloween. Yeah, Tales of the TARDIS sounds very cool, but unfortunately I'm in America and won't be able to watch it. You'll find a way. Keep looking. Give it a couple days, you'll be able to find it, I'm sure. Yeah. It's been announced as well that there's going to be a Doctor Who segment on Newsnight tonight on BBC Two at 10:30, and it will have a segment about Doctor Who, delving into how the show has tackled political and social issues throughout the 60-year run. which is kind of cool and exciting. Yeah, I mean, I have no thing. The thing about the Tales of the TARDIS thing is that it's more about kind of finding a new way to show old episodes, opposed to it being like fully new scripted stuff. So Paul the BBC, unless they have I suppose they have the rights to the TV movie now, but it's already feature length, the TV movie. It's not like an old story, so that is very accessible, I'd say, the TV movie, whereas other stuff isn't accessible as much. However, that being said, obviously I'd love to see more Paul McGann stuff. I'm always down to see more Paul McGann stuff, but yes. I think that the thing is, in the UK, BBC absolutely have got their act together. With everything being on iPlayer, that's a huge, huge thing for UK streaming. It's the Disney Plus deal that affects things across the seas. Obviously, everything going forward will be on Disney Plus, but it's a bit annoying, I guess, for other stuff, because you're just going to struggle to find it unless you have the box sets or something elsewhere. Stuff like this, though, but everything appears online eventually. And the thing is, this is exactly how I feel when it comes to American shows. It's the other way around. It is always going to be the case. Like, for example, I think Better Call Saul was actually good. I was trying to think of a good example, but I remember The Walking Dead was terrible. We couldn't watch that anywhere in the UK when that was coming out. Always Sunny in Philadelphia, What We Do in the Shadows, TV shows that air in the US and then don't air in the UK for months, and then just get dropped on Disney Plus in like months later, or Netflix or something like that random. And it's just like, it's a shame, because everyone else gets the sort of heads up on it. Even like the Star Wars shows and Marvel shows are designed around the US audience first. Like, it comes out in the evening for you guys. It comes out at about 7 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning for us the next day. So we don't really enjoy it. It's like, big, it's like Tuesday night programming. It's not Tuesday night programming. It's a Wednesday afternoon programming for us, because by the time we get home from work and settle down and actually want to watch it, it's almost 24 hours, maybe not, about 24 hours since it's like dropped initially anyway. So again, it's inconvenient. But when it's a US show, it's inconvenient in the UK. When it's a UK show, it's inconvenient in the US. It's always just how these things work, unfortunately. We're not all going to be able to hold hands and sing together in harmony when it comes to TV rights. That's just always how it's been, and it's trying to get better. And Doctor Who being on Disney Plus across the globe is miles better than it being across 20 different platforms. However, it's annoying when it comes to Doctor Who previously. The previous 60 years of the show, not just the specials. But yeah. Yeah. Very excited to see more Clyde. Just feel very sorry for international viewers. Yeah, I feel sorry as well. I think it's rough, but, there's nothing really that can be done about it. It will end up online anyway. Whenever I've had to watch Always Sunny or What in the Shadows or anything like hey, even Premier League football, you guys get to see teams that are playing in the UK, and we don't even get to see that. So I think, because it is unlucky for some stuff, like, there is, it's just always how it works. Yes, so new stuff will be on Disney Plus. Nothing prior will be on Disney Plus. I don't know where the prior stuff will be. I would assume it's just going to be where it's always been, either HBO Max or BritBox or where BBC America or wherever you get your programming from. I'm assuming it will be on there and not elsewhere, because at the moment it's like, yeah, but everything from the Star Beast onwards will be on Disney Plus on the same day that it's in the UK. So that's good. If Disney isn't getting past Doctor Who, the BBC shouldn't have taken away the rights for classic Doctor Who, especially from BritBox Australia, forcing us the Daily Motion. Don't they want the revenue? It's a good question that I don't have the answer to be honest. But again, it'll be to do with rights, and it'll be to do with whatever they have the rights to put in different places, and they see it as gain in revenue if it's on BBC iPlayer, opposed to different sites. There's a lot of people in the UK who would previously be paying for BritBox, which is not an entire BBC thing. It's a BBC ITV hybrid. So putting it back in the BBC encourages more people to get the license, pay the license fee, and then watch stuff on there. I guess. Which one are you going to watch first? I'll probably watch them in order, to be honest. I probably will. I'm trying to think which episodes I haven't seen out of those. I think I've actually seen most of those already, which is kind of a bit depressing. I've seen Earthshock. I haven't seen The Mind Robber, so that'll be good. I haven't seen Vengeance on Varos. I've seen The Three Doctors. I haven't seen The Time Meddler. I have seen Curse of Fenric. So I've seen 3 of the stories that are being covered, but either way, that'll mean more to me when I watch the other stuff, so that's good. The thing, and again, I do kind of want to have their back a bit, because obviously, again, and naturally, for someone living in the UK, it seems really great. I know it's not the same everywhere. However, you need to think of it from the BBC's perspective. I don't think they care that much about people watching Doctor Who previously. I think they care about people watching new Doctor Who. I think that is entirely the point. Because Doctor Who, in fairness, and this is coming from a fan, has been dwindling in performance since Series 6. It's kind of slowly become less of a cultural, pop culture icon around the world. Yeah, it's been good in small fan groups like ours, and I've been able to, gain an amazing following off it, but it's not always been like that, So, yeah, it's sort of changing around, and we'll see what happens. Personally, I'd love it to be everywhere, and you'd be able to access everything really easily, but I don't think they're that bothered about putting the entire history of Doctor Who on every or like Disney Plus or every other platform, because it doesn't matter to them. They don't need to do that. The BBC and the UK are doing it, and it's great to celebrate the show's history, and it's great that the fans can access that, but that's because it's all made by the BBC. They can do that without having to strike new deals and have money conversations and all that sort of thing. They can just put it on their platform, and that's it. Done. Pay your TV license and you can watch it, which is what they want. But when it comes to other stuff, yeah, it is a shame, but I don't think they're that bothered about people watching other stuff. Like people saying, like, "Oh, I can't believe Power of the Doctor won't be on Disney Plus. It's a precursor to the 60th." It's not. It's not a prequel or a precursor to the 60th. It is the episode that comes before it, but it by no means is connected beyond the regeneration. Who's to say what's going to happen in the 60th? But and I might be proven wrong. I might completely have egg on my face after this. But what I'm saying is that I don't think it's as be-all and end-all as if they don't put Power of the Doctor on Disney, people are going to be confused. No, they won't. They'll just watch the 60th and probably follow along as they would with any other Doctor Who episode. The idea, I think, is that it's a good jumping-on point. New deals, the Whoniverse, all this sort of stuff. You've got 60 years of the show's history, but this now is the jumping-on point for new people to keep watching going forward. That's the idea, I believe. But I don't know. I'm just guessing based off what I've seen. It's a double-sided coin. One end, it can help new fans watch as they won't be alienated by there being 13 other seasons and more specials, but also they might feel too left out due to not. But that's it. I don't think people will feel left out. I think it's intimidating if you go, oh my god, you should watch Doctor Who. Oh, really? Like what? Like where do I start? Oh, well, you could start at the beginning of series 1. Oh, cool. Yeah, that's a good idea. How many series are there? There's 15, 14, 13. And you go, no. People tell me to watch Game of Thrones. I still haven't seen that. I turn my nose up at it because it's got 8 seasons. I can't be fucked how long that is. That's going to take ages. And I'm aware of that. I haven't got the time for that. A lot of people haven't either. To watch 13 seasons of a show. In any other TV show, you need to watch all these seasons to understand what's going on. If you tell someone, oh no, it's alright, you can just start at the beginning of series 5. They won't. Because if you tell someone to start halfway through the show, then it almost sounds like you're telling them that the other stuff isn't as good. It's a really mixed bag. And then you could go, oh yeah, well, Doctor Who's actually got like 36 seasons. It hasn't, but it technically has. You can go through the show's history and kind of work out where a good starting point is. Every few years, every couple decades, they're going to come up with a new starting point for the show. They've tried to do it at the beginning of Jodie's era, and it didn't really work all that well because the branding wasn't as on point. The branding now is completely on point. So when the 60th starts, the idea is, I guess you'll be able to watch that as a good starting on point. If not, you can start watching at the Christmas special, I'm sure. Ncuti's Doctor probably will be a bit of a blank slate. So I think that's my assumption, is I don't think they mind about not putting anything prior to the 60th on Disney Plus or any of the other platforms, because, they can probably just start it again. There's been a lot of rumours anyway. I mean, they've been on different platforms. Modern Doctor Who has been described as Doctor Who 2005 to 2022, implying that we're at the end of another era and now at the beginning of another. We had classic Doctor Who and we had New Who, but I think New Who's over. I think New Who's done now. I think we're starting a new era. I think this is the beginning of that. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe that's a bit extreme. I don't know. But with all these new deals, with all these new things, the Doctor Who that we're seeing now is very different to the Doctor Who we were seeing last year. In terms of promotion, in terms of, like, just studios, in terms of higher-ups, in terms of, you know, marketing, design, all that sort of thing. Doctor Who's partnered almost exactly with Disney Plus exclusively, really. Worldwide. That's incredible. That's massive. Disney Plus posting a Doctor Who trailer is massive. Not like a knockoff one, but promoting an upcoming release, because as soon as it comes out on the BBC, it's going to be out on Disney Plus as well. We've got the Whoniverse, we've got all these spin-offs that are being funded, not just by the BBC, but obviously by Disney as well. Initiatives to bring everything together, the return of Russell T Davies, a whole new production studio. This is, I think, probably we always said anyway that this is probably the biggest change to Doctor Who since 2005. They've always filmed at Rothlock Studios in Cardiff, the BBC studios, and they've now moved to Bad Wolf and their production house because it's bigger and better, and they can. It's a core partnership. You know, BBC Studios always used to make it, whether it was in London and then now it's being done by Bad Wolf in a different production studio. It doesn't really mean that much because it's still being worked on by BBC Studios in London, and they still obviously have the overall say, but the production team is working out of a different production house than what they were doing before with Rothlock. So this is a new era of Doctor Who, whether you like it or not. It's just how extreme of a jump that is. Personally, I wouldn't be against them doing that. A lot of people are very, like, you know, hell-bent on this. Like, they don't want Doctor Who to start again with a new Series 1. I don't, particularly. I quite like that I've been able to follow it and I can say, oh, I've watched this many seasons. But, you know, we had it with Classic Who, we had it with New Who, we're probably going to have it again. Not many long, you know, there's a lot of long-running TV shows. It's difficult when they're not like comedies, but when it's an actual drama, to be running past 13, 14 series, because it looks poor. It looks like, oh wow, that's been going for ages. It can't be still going. I think it is that. I think what it needed was this year break and this refresh. You know, we had 26 seasons of Classic Who. We've had 13 series of Modern Who. Every time a new production team comes in, a new showrunner comes in, they describe it as Series 1, Series 2, Series 3. Series 5 of Doctor Who was referred to Stephen Moffat and the production team as Series 1. Series 6 was Series 2. Series 7 was Series 3. In their eyes, as a production standpoint, because it's a new team and it's the first, second and third series they're doing. But not in terms of the audience. When Chibnall took over, Series 11 was Series 1, Series 12 was Series 2, Series 13 was Series 3. To their production, because that's how it works. Now, that's happening again. When Russell talks about the series that are coming out, he's talking about it like Series 1, Series 2, Series 3, Series 4. In the musical celebration, Russell was joking about making a fully musical episode, and he said, well, we could definitely write an episode in that for Series 4. He doesn't mean Series 4 that came out in 2008, he means Series 4 of his new era. I don't think they're going to rebrand it, but I wouldn't be against them starting at 1 again. Because it's more accessible for new audiences. I can completely understand that. Whether they will or not is beyond me, I'm not sure. Anyway, we've talked a lot about Doctor Who. I'm going to keep talking about Doctor Who. But first, I'm going to carve a pumpkin. And I'm going to put it out on Twitter. And I'll send you guys a link to the tweet. I'm about to carve a pumpkin live on YouTube. What should I carve it into? Ideas below. And then down arrow fab. I'm going to put the link to this tweet in the chat for you guys here. I'm going to share the live stream on Twitter as well. So let me know what you think I should carve this pumpkin into. We've got a big old pumpkin here. A big old heavy pumpkin. I'm very excited about it. Very excited to carve it. Don't know what I'm going to do with it. But we are going to carve it here on a live stream because we've never done that before. Don't know why, but we've never done that before. And I thought it would be a good time to do it. It's Halloween. It's a Tuesday. TARDIS pumpkin. Everyone says TARDIS pumpkin. Let's get some ideas. Dan Lewis, some people are saying. Give me some ideas. Go to the tweet that I've linked in the chat and go and reply to that tweet, and I'll be reading out some of the best answers shortly. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up this camera angle so it's more accessible and you guys can see more. Okay? So I'm going to let you guys talk amongst yourselves. Talk about the pumpkin. Just make some ideas. Preferably put the ideas under the tweet that I linked because I'm going to read from there. So that will probably be the best option. I'm probably going to do this here. I'm trying to work out so I don't have the screen in the background, but maybe I can just have the screen here. It's fine, I guess. Okay, well, let's just have the WHO Bulletin logo, George. Let's just have the WHO Bulletin logo here. Why don't we just do that? That's fucking stupid. What would we just do that for? That'd be clever, wouldn't it, dickhead? You just got here. Welcome, Adrian. Why so early? Well, because it's Halloween, my friend. It's Halloween, and we are celebrating because it's Halloween. And I wanted to do stuff later on in the evening, so I thought I'll do a longer Halloween extravaganza during the day. So that's what this is. That's what all of this is. We are going to be streaming here for 2 hours. We've been streaming for an hour already, and we're going to be streaming until 4 o'clock-ish. And then we're going to go over to Twitch and play some horror video games. Before we do any of that, though, we're going to be carving this. We're going to be carving this pumpkin right here. So that'll be fun. But first, I'm going to get something nice in the background of this screen because it looks horrendous. Ultra wide. I should have prepped this in advance, really, shouldn't I? Bum, 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 bum. And then okay. I'm gonna put the WHO Bulletin logo over here because that makes sense. Dun, 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 dun. Let's do this. We're rocking and rolling now. This is where we're at. This is a really funny camera angle. This is really strange. This is a really strange thing that I'm doing here, but we're doing it. So, shove it. I'm just going to make a little wallpaper for the WHO Bulletin to have in the background over here. That's the idea. Export as PNG, export it. Okay, we can probably close Photoshop now. There we go. I wanted to have something in the background here because I didn't want it to look like arse. Oh, did it save? It didn't save, did it? Fucking idiot, why didn't you? For fuck's sake. That's really annoying. That's really annoying. Work time, gotta go. Thank you for joining, Lucy. We'll be back on Twitch later on tonight from about 4 o'clock to about 7 o'clock. So twitch.tv/gbsheard, it's in the description. Keep an eye on that, or Twitter, or anything like that. We'll be live there later on. So be sure to check that out. That'd be very, very greatly appreciated. I can't believe I messed this up again. I literally just like pasted the logo in there and then it just disappeared altogether. Which is fantastic from my point of view. Absolutely brilliant. Top tier professionalism at its finest, really. But that's the thing with George's live streams. He's just really bad at them. No, I'm not. I'm class. Anyway. Less of that bollocks. Right. Okay. Okay. We are here. We are here. Right, let's export it properly this time instead of just pissing about with it. Right, why wasn't it? It was there last time. It's not there again. Why isn't it working? Oh, it is there. Fantastic. Right. Oh my god, look, it looks really professional now. Yay! That doesn't look professional at all. It looks shit. Oh, it's gone. Fantastic. There we go. Alright. Cool, I can see the chat now. I can see the chat. And then... Yeah, that looks better. You can see my monster. That's fine. Because all I need is sort of to have me in it. And not to have that computer screen in it. I have this one. Okay. Yeah, I think that's fine. Oh, and we are sort of generally focused here. Oh Christ, this is a concern. So yes, welcome to the WHO Bulletin, everyone. Yeah, this is going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to this. So what ideas have we got so far? We've got some... Oh, Jesus Christ. Doctor Who Worlds Apart. Oh. A Dalek. Neil Patrick Harris. Beat the Meep. The thing of Tom Baker sucking off a giant alien. That thing. And absorb off. Pick up all his attack eyebrows and adipose a bating. Some great ideas here. The face of Sylvia Noble. Beautiful. 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 Yeah, that's good. That's good, isn't it? So, I feel like, yeah, let's get started. The link is in the chat. You can kind of see that. So what we're going to do is we're going to start. I've got a big pasta bowl. I've got a knife and I've got a scoop. I'm hoping holding a knife on camera is within YouTube's terms of service. We're just cutting open a pumpkin. It ain't that deep, Susan. Oh, Susan's not the fucking person anymore, is she? I'm worried. Okay. Just cutting a little bit in there. This is not a very good knife. It's a very weak knife. Oh, hello, Morphle TV. Morphle! This is really weird. I thought the Moonbug stuff had stopped. Probably got bored of us talking about Doctor Who and now we're cutting open a pumpkin. This feels like the most dangerous bit, I think. Susan, don't kill me. I have YouTube plaques. This is acceptable. I'm not making a weapon. I'm just cutting a pumpkin because it's Halloween. Oh, pumpkins smell so fucking good, man. They smell great. This is fantastic. Oh, Christ, that went in quickly. That's what she said. Oh, that's so silly. I think I'm getting it at the right angle, but I'm not sure. I don't want to spill anything. If that's Tomash, that's the funniest you've been in a while, my friend. Yeah, I am being careful. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate the concern, though. I don't think I made the top bit big enough. What do you think? I feel like that's kind of not big enough. But it'll do. It'll do. It will do. Okay. I think I've cut all of it now. Now, it doesn't seem to want to come away. And obviously this is a very flimsy knife, as you can see by how much it's bending. I just don't want to be another statistic. That's my concern here. Pumpkin crime statistic. That's what I'm worried about the most. It's this with this bit that I'm struggling with here. This is the bit here. Yeah, that's coming now. Okay. We've got the bowl, and we've got a big spoon to scoop the bits out on top. So that's happening. Yeah, very good. Very good. Okay. So we've got... There we go. Oh, that's terrible, George. That's actually appallingly bad. That's really shit, actually, considering I've done this before. That's just like a lot of fucking big pumpkin space there. That I just did not consider, really. So I'm going to just cut into that. Is that supposed to be like that? Is that what pumpkins are supposed to be like? They're supposed to be this thick and disgusting. Yeah, I fucking hate... I forgot, actually, just how much I hate pumpkins. Oh, it smells. It smells really bad. It smells horrible. I hate this. This is horrendous. Actually, this is the worst thing I've ever done. I can't even fit my fucking fat hand in there, which is silly. So I feel like I'm going to have to fit my fat spoon in there instead. Don't use this for foul play. Trusting you guys here. Okay. I mean, this is fine. Right? This is fine. This is good. I'll sort of fucking mash it a little bit. Is this ASMR? Is it like close enough to the mic to be like ASMR? I'm not sure. It's a very like thick pumpkin. Oh, it's gooey. It's a very thick pumpkin. It's a very thick pumpkin. It's dummy thick. It is really, and I'm not even just saying that. It's really thick on the inside. Like the walls are so thick on it. There's not even going to be much room for it to glow. I haven't even got a candle, so I don't even know why I'm doing this. It really smells. My room is going to fucking stink. I forget. I haven't done a pumpkin in a couple of years. Maybe 2-3 years, maybe. I haven't actually done a pumpkin in years. That's a good... I didn't even think about that. It's been so long since I've done this. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm a fucking professional. I know what I'm doing. Pumpkin squelch. Lovely. Lovely. Oh, God. Oh, it's going everywhere, for fuck's sake. Cool. There's one pumpkin seed on the floor, and it's just slipping and sliding. But I'll get that later. It's not really. It isn't. You know, people make it sound really fun and like a fun like family activity. This is just not fun. I didn't cut the top big enough. I think that's my problem. But I can't open it anymore because then I won't have a lid. I can't actually get the spoon out. Okay, there we go. There we go. Right, oh. Okay. We're getting there. It's a big pumpkin. It's a big boy. Let's see what people are saying on Twitter about what we can cut this pumpkin to look like. Face of Sylvia Noble, Neil Patrick Harris. I think the best one I've seen on here so far is Beep the Meat. I think would be quite a good one, but I don't know how I'm going to do that. You know what I mean? That seems like quite an out there one. Um, there's a lot of seeds still in the walls here. Need to jam it up a little bit more. I thought this would be riveting entertainment content online, but I don't think it is. So it's probably really relaxing, actually. Maybe. There's like a lot of seeds at the bottom there. There's a lot of, oh yeah, hang on. Comic book. Yeah, but the thing is, you need to think of something simple because I'm not an artist, right? I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, there we go. Oh. We're getting there. I'm just shedding away the walls of the pumpkin. Okay, right. Let's scoop this out a bit more. I thought this would be riveting entertainment. It's really not. But we're doing it anyway. Fuck it. There's 39 people watching me scoop out a pumpkin. You can ask me Doctor Who questions while we do this. It's not exclusive. I don't have to just do this. Feel free to talk and ask me questions about me or Doctor Who or whatever you want, actually. I don't really mind. Just scooping away. That's me. Does it go in like quite a lot? No, it doesn't. Squelchy, squelchy, squelch. Dear me. My hands are gonna stink of pumpkin. This is like the weirdest pumpkin I've ever like scooped out, you know, seriously. It's very strange. It feels like a very Halloween-y activity. This was a good decision. Ow, my hand hurts. Ooh, this is a painful process, so I'm going to take a second to not do anything. And then we're going to continue. Oh, dear me. How many seeds, man? How many fucking seeds? I think, honestly, the best solution is going to be to get my fucking hand in there. Not that I want to do that, but I'm thinking, like, that's coming up. Some peak George hand squelch action. Oh, fucking hell. This is vile. Okay. Ow. My hand... It's like I'm playing FIFA, and my hand just hurts. It's all quite squelchy and weird. Let's just keep scooping and squelching, squelching and scooping, scooping and squelching, squelching and scooping. What have our lives come to? I could do a beat the meat one. I'm thinking if that's possible, it could be. It's like something that could be possible, but I'm not an artist, so probably not. Okay. I'm getting there. There's definitely not much left now. In fact, I'll show you guys. I'll involve you in the process. Can we see? We can't even fucking see in there. It just looks like a big hole. Oh, I've just got a bit on my fucking top. That's disgusting. Jesus Christ, what question is... Okay, maybe not that question. Fucking hell. Fuck. Okay. Okay, here we go. Tomash, mate, if you want to manage that channel, you're more than welcome to. I'll hand it over tomorrow if you want. Just let me know. Yeah, just let me know what you think. Okay, this is coming together now. I'm quite happy with this. So I think the next step, I'm gonna just cut off the end of this so it's not minging like that. Also, so it won't fall in. It's a bit messy, but it'll do. I think we're getting there. Cool. We're there, kind of. I need ideas for what we can carve this into. The best one so far is probably Beat the Meep. Alternatively, if there's a funnier one, we can do that. Pardon me. I have a feeling. Oh god, you are actually watching this. Brilliant. Fantastic. Nice one, guys. Warm welcome to the collection. Watching along at home. At home? You're not fucking at home, you dickheads. Beep the Meep. Maybe. Is the best answer we've got yet. But how the fuck do you do Beep the Meep, man? Like, that's just wild. Beep the Meep. Okay. So. But I don't know how you do Beep the Meep in, like... Right, it's for context, for those who aren't looking at what I'm looking at. Okay. Okay, that's great, George. Nice, very professional, very professional. That looks great. We're looking at this, which I know you can kind of see there, because the Beep the Meep in the show looks like that, but the comic version is like that, so that's probably a bit easier. But then how the hell do I do that? Carve a monkey into it. John Porkin Pumpkin. Why not the Doctor Who logo? It's not a bad suggestion. It's not a terrible suggestion. I don't know, I feel like someone else is going to do that though, and that's like really fucking bog standard and boring. I have a Sharpie. Let me get a Sharpie and let's start working out what we're going to do. Because if we were to do Beat the Meep, it's not like important. I tell you what I'm going to do is I might take this ball of shite out as well. Actually no, let's leave the ball of shite here, that's funnier. I'm just going to put it down here. I'm just going to try and remember not to stand on like a knife. Would be great. Right, let's try and work this out. Let's move this along a little bit as well. Christ on a fucking bike. Hang on. There we go. Hot tub stream when? Ooh, I don't know. Maybe sometime soon. That's more for Twitch though. I don't know with this. I really don't know. I think Beat the Meat was too complicated. I want something kind of funny, but I don't know what's funny. You know? You just want something like good. Dalek's boring. I don't know how I do like the slab thing from Love and Monsters. The absorbal off. Like, how the fuck am I going to do that? I'm not an artist, so that's not going to happen. Is Beat the Meat possible? Let's try and work that out first. Potentially. But also potentially not. It's going to have to be like... Because I'll just try and write on this first and see if it wipes off. It kind of does, it kind of doesn't. That's the miracle of Sharpie. Let's just let that dry for a second and then see if that wipes off. Because if I can wipe it off, then that's fine. It just doesn't wipe off, does it? Idiot. Right. Have I got a whiteboard pen? That would be quite clever. I don't. See, I am thinking of doing Beat the Meat, but I think that would be kind of funky. But see, Cyberman Head would be slightly too difficult, I reckon. He says, then doing Beat the fucking Meat. So I don't know. But I think Beat the Meat's very in. That's very current. I've got a bit of paper somewhere. That would be very helpful. That isn't just a notepad, because that's just not going to work. That's not going to work, idiot. Or it might work, actually. So I just want to do the face. I kind of want to work out the face before I do it on the pumpkin. You know, especially if the Sharpie isn't going to come off. I kind of want it to be like... I kind of want it to be like the comic version. With the sort of longer eyes. Mate. Interesting. I'm not an artist. That's the thing I don't like the most. I'm not a fucking artist. No, I'll do that for a symbol. I want to do like a face, don't I? So I reckon it sort of needs to be like big eyes. We're doing a good start so far. Good start on the eyes so far. Actually, I'm an idiot here. So I've got, I know what I'm doing here. Yeah. Yep. That's fine. That's fine. In fact, I actually think that would be better to do the longer version like that. Okay. And then the nose is kind of like fucking weird. But see, it's different in every version. That's the problem I'm having here. The nose just kind of like sticks out weirdly. Or kind of, but not really. The nose is kind of like crumpled a little bit. Sort of like, it's like kind of elongated past the eyes, which is kind of helpful because if I cut the eyes out, then that's perfect. It's kind of like, yeah. That's where we're going so far. And then... and then sort of like a big, open, stupid grinned mouth. Kind of vibe like that on the front. And then the big ears can go around the side. But it's trying to get this right first, which is the problem. But I kind of fancy doing this. I'm kind of up for this challenge, I'm not going to lie. I feel like that's definitely something I'm keen on trying. Let me put this on Twitter first. I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, you gotta push this, you gotta advertise this. Let me get a link to the stream. This is very professional, I know. DMA. Okay, so that's out there now. We're here. Still 30 of you catching on watching. My word. I'm gonna shoot myself. Cool. So, I reckon I'm gonna try and like stick this on here with like blue tack, and then maybe do the rest like that. I'm kind of working it out as I go along. You know, it's very like impromptu, but I think that's the best way to do it. And if we can get something that looks vaguely like Beat the Meat, then I'll be really happy. So let's be creative for the first time ever on one of these live streams. And let's actually try and do something proper. Let's actually try and make something really good. Let's actually make an effort. Let's actually try. That'll be good. So I want to kind of start with... Let's have a look. So I reckon... Beat the Meep is a... Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. It's a good one because it's very in, and the episode's coming out very soon. And it's very in, it's very relevant. You know what I mean? It's like... proper little Doctor Who thing. Proper little Docky Who thing. So that's what I'm thinking at the moment. It might be a bit big. In fact, it may well be a bit big. But that's fine. Yeah. Okay, so Beat the Meep. It's happening. It's not sticking on too well. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. So I'm thinking what I should probably do is probably cut out the eyes first, I reckon, and the mouth. Because the rest of it is just kind of using a knife to kind of make it look good. But I think the starting point is getting the eyes cut out. So let's do that first, maybe. What I'm gonna do is a little method here. Just a method from the pros here. So I'm gonna puncture holes around the curve points of the eye, where I kind of want to cut around, and then I will draw the eye on after. And then up here as well. And I'll do the same. I'm basically just what I'm doing is I'm just gonna go along the line. Like I don't know what I'm doing here, This is probably going to look awful, just FYI. But I'm just going along the line and every now and then just putting a hole in there to be like, cool, this is where I want the outline of the eye to be. Because that, actually, is relatively helpful. I don't know if you can see that on camera. You can't really see that on camera, but kind of. You know what I mean? So there we go. So that's a good start. That's kind of what I want from this. And they're all leaking, it's all leaking everywhere. It's all like leaking funny liquid. So I'm going to go around with the Sharpie, which isn't actually working because it's actually a little bit too wet. But let's, my word, it's really not working, is it? None of this is working. It's all the pumpkin juice is making it very difficult to draw on. But I'm going to just link up the last remaining bit here, and then the last remaining bit here as well. So the two big eyes are the first point, okay, so let's cut them out. Okay. We got it, we're doing this, we're doing it now, this is happening now, we're doing Beep the Meep. So I'm going to do it rough first time round. Kind of in between a little bit. Better to go inside the lines than out, because then we can always work outwards and smooth it out after. Okay. Yeah. This is fine, this is fine, this is good. In the minute, this is fine. And the good thing is, I think this pumpkin has quite thick skin, which is good because it means that like we could be able to like texture it a little bit, and that'll be work. I'm talking as if I know what I'm doing. I really don't. This might end up looking terrible. Okay. So, I'm struggling here to actually pull the eye out, which is normal. So I'm going to kind of cut it in half and just see what we can get out of that. I should pull it out with my brute force. And same with this bit, which isn't coming as easily. Oh, there we go. Okay. That's good. It was a good start. We've got a hole there. I'm just going to kind of go smoothly around the outsides. Kind of cut off all the bits that we don't need. That's fine. That's fine. That's good. We're doing all right here. This bit's going everywhere. Bit's going everywhere. Oh fuck. Oh god. Right. Not with a knife in my hand. That's not safe. Okay. Oh, maybe I need to turn my work thing to vacation mode. Otherwise people are going to think I'm at work. Every time. I always forget this. I always forget that's not very professional, George. No, I know. It's good. It's fine. We move. little bit. I'm just gonna smooth out the fucking side of the eye hole. And Tom Ash, I know you're listening. I'm in your brain. And I can hear you, my friend. I can hear you, and I can hear all these little innuendos that you're saying about holes. And I think you need to get a life, my friend. I think you need to get a life. I don't think I'm going to be done this stream by 4 o'clock. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to have this pumpkin done in 20 minutes. I'm just going to put it all inside the pumpkin and then... That's good. We're in a good spot here. I think that's a good eye hole. It's a good start. It's a good start. Yeah. Okay, same with this. Straight in to the eye and then down like that. Almost pushed the lid off there and almost fucking cut my finger. That was good. Good start. Okay. Okay. This is the bit I don't like the most, the sort of initial cutting in. I just find it the most difficult. I kind of actually prefer the carving and smoothing out after. There we go. That's one bit out. That was relatively simple, actually. This is unbelievable, right? There we go. There it is. I felt it crack there. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting somewhere with this. Fine. Yeah. This is ridiculous. It's very relaxing. Oh my word. Is this ASMR friendly? I don't even know. Is this going to be like something that's quite nice to listen to? Fuck knows. Just going to cut that chunk out. That's quite a big chunk. Cool. Nice. Okay. Yeah, welcome alternate 13th. We are live now. It's a bit of an earlier one today. It was a bit of a late announcement because I wasn't sure. I was either going to live stream earlier today or I wasn't going to live stream at all today. So here we are. And we're carving a pumpkin on live stream. And we're going to be going longer on Twitch as well. So if you're over on the Twitch side after, we'll be going there till about 7 o'clock. Whereas here, we're going to be streaming, I was going to say until 4 o'clock, but basically until we finish this pumpkin. Okay. Okay, that's not bad. It's not a bad start. It's like they're quite equal eyes. Cool. No pork pie. Well, I've got pork pies to have, so there may well be at some point pork pies. So So we're trying to make Beep the Meep into a pumpkin. That's the aim today. I don't know how I'm going to do the nose, but the mouth should be relatively alright, I reckon. Because the mouth is quite small. And that's kind of like the selling point of Beep the Meep. It's like a little tiny mouth. Little teeny tiny mouth of Beep the Meep. Let's just do it here. And then let's do it here and here. And then here. And then just sort of here and here as well. I kind of know what shape I'm going for here. Ah, Beep the bloody Meep, eh? What are we gonna do? Oh! Yeah, well, I advertise it on Twitter, usually. So if you're not following my Twitter, at GB Sheard, get on there. And also, notifications on would probably be pretty helpful as well. I'm looking for a vague outline, but it's only going to be quite a small mouth. What are you dressed up for Halloween? Well, I'm not dressed up today, which is probably a bit silly, actually. I should have done that. But Halloween, I had a Halloween party on Saturday, and I dressed up as Anakin Skywalker. And for actual Halloween tonight, I don't really think I will be dressing up. I don't know of anything. Just watched Silence of the Lambs. It was not scary. It was scary for the time, though. It's a great film, that. I don't feel comfortable doing it like that, so I'm gonna go down a little bit. This isn't a great camera angle, I'm aware, but I'm gonna do it. There we go. Cool. So we're getting sort of Beep the Meep shape going here. If this is good, I'm going to be delighted. Yeah, that's good. Oh, I keep dropping stuff. I need to have the ball between my legs, really. Will the eyes will have corner or stay round? It will stay round. I'm trying to do Beep the Meep from BBC's Doctor Who. It's coming alright so far. It's doing alright so far. It needs to be quite a small mouth. That's always the appeal of Beep the Meep. The appeal? What am I talking about? It's always the kind of general look of Beep the Meep across comics and TV. Okay, this is coming together. It's a bit messy, but it's coming together. Yeah. I had a white pumpkin earlier. It would have really rocked as Beep the Meep. My dad and I did an orc instead. I probably should have got a white pumpkin to do this, but I actually wasn't planning on doing any, like, Beat the Meep or anything. I was actually just planning on doing it generally. And it was only when I realised I had, like, a pumpkin lying around, I was like, well, I've got to do something with that on a live stream. Hence the Halloween live stream. Getting there with the little mouth. It's not the detail will come in like shredding it a little bit, but I don't know how I'm going to do that. To be quite honest. Yeah, we're getting there. A lot of pumpkin mess inside the pumpkin there, but we're getting there. So, beep for meep. Kind of looking at like, yeah. So the eyes need to sort of be a bit further back than like the nose and whatever. So I think I need to cut the front of the eyes here to create a sort of groove for the rest of the shape of the thing. And then also the ears. So the ears are the big thing here. Yeah, this is where we have to do like the shading and shit. But I don't know how the fuck I'm going to do that. This is the thing, this is the really difficult thing. Because what I now need to do is like push everything back. So then I need to have like a layer on top here almost. I can't do that naturally. So how the fuck am I going to do that? That's the big question. I think I'm going to have to like start maybe with the mouth. And then go from there. Oh Christ, I need to be careful with this mic. Whoop. Okay. I almost don't want to start doing it because I feel like as soon as I do that, I'm going to fuck it up. Not that it's very good to begin with, but like, we've got somewhere with this. It actually looks worse on camera than it does in real life. That's mad. Okay, we're getting there. Just because it's kind of tight on one side on the inside. We can fix that. Just push it all in. Okay. We kind of almost need to have like a nose here. Like a sort of little nose up top there. And then whiskers sort of coming off it almost. And then the ears on the side. How are we going to do that? So I sort of want to cut along where the nose is going to be, because the nose sort of needs to be raised. But not by too much. I just want to make like a groove where the nose is going to be. And then just kind of cut like a light layer off of like the eye. Here. Yes! Okay. That's not terrible, actually. Yeah. The problem is, this is where the symmetry then looks shit. I almost need to just like carve it out like that, because then the symmetry just matches. I hate like it not matching. So it sort of needs to be, yeah. It's sort of just texturing it, isn't it? That's just kind of the big point here. So this sort of needs to be further back almost than... So maybe I'll draw like an outline of what the face should look like and then carve that bit away. I think that might be the vibe. So I feel like if I do that, because then it sort of needs to be like down like that, doesn't it? And then sort of around like that. Like that, and then the ears will kind of come off this way. But yeah, for now, maybe let's just carve this bit. Could we carve the nose, maybe? I'm not sure. Or does this bit need to protrude more, so then everything else needs to come away? Oh, I don't know what to do. I'm struggling here. So sort of peeling away the skin of the pumpkin here. To sort of create like an effect. You know what I mean? Kind of like peeling away the skin of the front of it. So just a very light layer. It's kind of giving off like a greeny vibe. So it's just cutting off like bit flakes at a time. Because the skin is naturally quite rough. You can actually hear it kind of peeling a little bit. Like cracking. Opposed to like peeling naturally. So I feel like that's my approach here. Okay, so maybe should I put the ball on my desk now? Who knows? And then we can kind of like carve in a little bit and create like little grooves. But we'll do that in just a bit. I'm sort of peeling it like a potato. What are your opinions on Tale of the TARDIS? I think it's a great idea, and I'm very, very excited by it. Oh yeah, this is definitely the best way of doing it. This is definitely the right thing to do, he says. We're sort of getting there. It's a bit of a weird one. This is definitely going to last a little bit longer than I thought this live stream. Maybe I should have started on the pumpkin earlier, but that's what you get for dilly-dallying, George. Oh, I've got an idea. Oh, shit. I shit myself there. Let's just make a groove. Maybe not. Oh, actually, that is definitely the best idea. Let's just take our time with it instead of rushing it. What I'm trying to do is make a groove around where I want it to go, just in the skin, and then when I try and peel it, it'll stop at the groove, which is exactly what I want anyway. So yeah, that's the vibe we're going for here. Yeah, like it's like almost perfect, exactly the shape I wanted to get. This is doing alright, this is doing alright. If this looks good, I'm gonna be fucking. I'm be so happy. I've never done like a good pumpkin before. I've always done like the sort of basic ones. So doing one that's actually like designed off something is very new. Here we go. Pumpkin skin is quite brittle, but it makes it good because it means that it comes off quite easily. And you can just kind of peel it off like that. Look at that! That's starting to come into shape now. The texture's a bit off, but we'll get onto the texture in a bit. I'm basically just like using this like a potato peeler at the minute. Just want to get under that layer of skin and just kind of pick it up. There we go. Okay, we've got one side done. Let's clean up this mess and then get back onto the next side. I think we're getting there, you know. It's more just the general vibe of it that I'm not really sure about. Year 2023, Beat the Meep is making their first live action appearance. The pumpkin predates Star Beast. This is true. This is true. So we'll do the clean-up bits after, but you can kind of see what we're going for with the shape, right? This is starting to look more like Beat the Meat now. Oh! The lid just fell off. Whoop! So same as before, I'm going to make grooves in the pumpkin. Here and here. How are we all doing on this lovely Tuesday afternoon? How's everyone's Halloween? What was all your Halloween plans? Tell me in the chat. I'd love to hear what you guys are up to. Yeah, be sure to give me tell me what you're up to. Tell me. I feel like I'm peeling a fucking potato. Whoop, shit. I'm now obsessed with getting this right. I wasn't that bothered before, and now I'm like, yeah, I'm hellbent on this. There's a lot of pumpkin juice on the surface now. I don't know whether that's helping or not. Can't actually tell. Yeah, tell me what you guys are up to for Halloween. What are you guys doing? What are your plans? Let me know in the chat. I want to know. Are you watching any films? I'm watching a film tonight. I don't know what I'm watching. Hopefully Talk to Me. I've still not seen it yet. I would quite like to watch that film. Ooh. Okay. The shape is getting there, honestly. This is disgusting. Pumpkin shit everywhere. My fingers are going to be like stained yellow. But we're getting there with the general vibe of it. I actually think this is not that bad, you know. So the nose is probably one of the next things I want to do. But I also kind of want to like make like a grooved shape. Like smooth down these edges here. So it's like, oh, yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's definitely better. So I'm basically smoothing down these sort of corners on the eyes that link into the face, because then it's sort of like that cushioned effect where it sort of goes in to the eye. I watched Talk to Me 2 nights ago. It was very, very good. Excited. I've trained for work at 7:30, which is perfectly timed, so I do not have to answer the door. That's class. Love that for you. Yeah. Cool. Trying to work out how the best way to cut this is. Okay. That just landed back on my arm. There we go. It's getting a bit darker outside now, which is good. Looking good, looking good. Thank you very much. Hope you're talking about me, not the pumpkin. I'm joking. No, I actually hope you're talking about the pumpkin. It's getting there, you know what I mean? It's sort of one of those ones where it's like, ooh, shit, we're leaking. We're leaking at the top. It's sort of coming together, if that makes sense. It's sort of like curve. I'm trying to curve it around the edges here. And then now I need to smooth out the face bit and give it some whiskers and shit. Because there's still some bits of pumpkin on there. Getting there. And then it's just about like doing the whiskers on the face, isn't it? Oh, I'm terrible. I'm not an artist either, man. I wonder if I can texture it without having to make too much effort. Okay. I don't know if that's kind of showing. You can kind of see like some kind of indentations there. Nice. We're getting there, you know. I actually think we're doing quite well here. I'm just digging in a little bit and then pulling up some fun indentations in the surface of the meat. I don't want to cut too far into the pumpkin, I'll make some mistakes. I have made a couple little mistakes, that's fine though. This is actually coming together relatively well. Okay, and then same as here. Just kind of scripting that away. This is a very calm, relaxing stream now. So it was very hectic before, and now it's like very calm and relaxed because I'm actually doing something. I'm actually constant. That was incredibly close, and I'm not going to make that mistake again because I almost cut my finger open on live stream there, which would have been very bad, and I probably would have been demonetized as well. Okay, well, this is the last groove we're going to make. Okay, not perfect, but you can kind of see where I'm going with it. Okay, the nose needs to be a little bit more carved, I think. Okay. Just cut the sides off of the nose. And let's do little indentations here. It's so hard because it's just small surface area. Actually, let's just do that. Let's just do that. Let's just do that. Let's just do that. There we go. Pick it up. There we go. It's getting there. This is a really shit beat to me, but it started off alright, and then now I'm like, yeah, I'm stressed about time now. Yeah. I also feel like that needs to be bigger. It's alright though. You can make that happen. I think I'm probably making this worse, so I was gonna say I might stop, but then I'm also just like continuing as I said that, so that seems a bit redundant. Kind of like that. I don't know what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to just make it a bit, the cheek on one side a bit bigger, because it looks a bit lopsided at the minute. I'm not keen on how that looks, but I'm also not keen on the scraggly effect that I'm now giving it. Okay. I think I'm just making it more scraggly, which is probably not a good thing, but that's alright. It's kind of coming there. It's kind of getting together. It's kind of, yeah, kind of. Okay. I want to take a quick break, go to the toilet, refresh myself a little bit, and I'll be right back. See you all in just a second. Hello everyone, we're back and we're making pumpkin stuff. This time I've got a fork and I've decided I'm going to just be like this and just do that because I feel like that's going to create the fur effect a lot better than I was doing it, and I'm immediately very right. I wanted just some texture on the front of it, which now I'm getting. And I can also like make the grooves a little bit more like curved and a little bit more cool. So I think that's the kind of vibe. Only just been able to tune in. What's this new spin-off announcement? So there's a new announcement for a spin-off called Tales of the TARDIS, or Tales from the TARDIS. And basically what it is it's dropping tomorrow on BBC iPlayer in the UK. It's not available elsewhere just yet, but you'll probably be able to find it online if you tried hard enough. And it basically is omnibus versions of classic Doctor Who episodes with brand new shot, directed, written scenes with old companions and doctors coming together in the TARDIS to reminisce about old times. Very, very exciting stuff. But, in the meantime, I'm making a Beep the Meep pumpkin. It's not going very well so far. We're trying. I might try and texture the nose up here, you know. Is that doing anything? I think it's actually doing something, you know. I could just keep scratching up there like that with the fork, and it should provide some texture. And the deeper I cut over the same bits, the deeper it's going to go. I don't want it to go that deep because I don't want to have to like carve the whole thing, but what I'm trying to do is just create some general like deep grooves. In the pumpkin, that can look good. I think actually that's done alright. You can kind of see it's a bit scraggly, but it still works. Yeah, it seems very similar to Tales of the Jedi in a capacity, but more less like telling new stories and more reminiscing on old ones, giving people who haven't seen Classic Who like an easy gateway to watching it, but also with new special shot stuff. So it's really cool. I think it's a great idea, to be honest. I think it's a really class idea, and I'm game for it. To be honest, I'm very much game for it. Okay. Got Beep the Beep's little button nose sorted. And then, I mean, the thing is, it looks a bit like Beep the Meep, but it also looks a bit like the Lorax, so we're not really winning here, are we? Okay, I think we're almost done with this, not gonna lie. I can't do much more of this, I haven't got the time in the world to do this. Let's texture someone down the outside here with this fork. I actually don't think this fork idea is a bad one. I think the fork idea has actually helped me quite a lot. There we go. Oh, giving Beep a little beard. Again, looks a little bit like the Lorax. And then, yeah. So I'm just like damaging it a little bit so it's got a little bit more texture to it. And then, what are we saying? Big ears? Big, If I had another pumpkin, I'd make like big ears to go on the side. But what I might do instead is I might take bits that I've already cut off that are quite big and hunky, like these for example, cut them down and then add them as like extra ear bits. Yep. Yeah. So it's going to come out a bit like that. No, that's terrible. But it might work still. I might be fine. Might still be fine. Might still be fine. Let's not worry about it too much. I want to make it look equal on both sides, so I'm going to cut it down to look exactly the same. On both sides. Didn't do that right. That's fine. That's fine. They'll have to go out like that. No, that's terrible. That's never going to work, and that's always going to look dog shit. Let's forget that idea completely. The thing is, one of the more iconic parts of beating the meat are the ears that stick out the fucking side of his head. So I can't really do that without the ears. But I feel like I'm going to have to, because I haven't really got another alternative. Netflix style. It's going to drop all at once, basically. How much money will the BBC need to play you to become the new showrunner? New showrunner after that's done. Not much. I'd pretty much do that for quite cheap. Just a standard, like, good salary would be nice. But the thing is, that's not going to ever happen because I'm not talented enough as a writer quite yet to take on that role. And I also probably wouldn't want to take it. I'd probably be like, can you just like delay this by like 10 years and I'll do it in 10 years? I feel like I'm not the experienced writer I'd want to be a showrunner of Doctor Who. Yeah, I think you're right about the cardboard, you know. Conveniently, I've actually got some cardboard here, so I could do that. I could very much do that. Whoever said cardboard, you're a genius. This is going to work really well. I'm going to draw the ears on the cardboard, cut them out, and then, just to finish off, I'm going to whack them in the side of the beep, or the meep, whatever you want to call the little fucker, and then we're good. Let's do it on this side. Cool. Big giant ears. I'm going to cut that out like that. I'm going to trace it on the other side. Exact. And then I'm going to whack it in the side of its head. I think that makes the most sense at this stage when we're like already overrunning the live stream by 20 minutes. So I'm going to cut these out. I'm going to whack them in the side of the head. And then later on, when I've finished the live stream, I'll probably do a little bit more and finish it off. And then I'll post it to Twitter later on when I've got a complete finished thing. I could have done something easier, and I chose to do Beat the Meep, so I'll you know what, I'm proud of myself for that at the very least. I've done something a little bit more out there than I probably should have done. But you know what? You should try. You should always make an effort to do something a bit more out there, a bit more exciting than just the normal, boring, standard norm. Yeah. So I'm going to do, I'm going to put this on here, I'm going to trace over it again. I'm going to try and do it quickly as well. It's not going to be exact, but it'll be close enough. Cool. Woo. I realise I'm not on camera when I'm cutting these out, which probably isn't helpful. Hello. Fucking hell. Here we are. This is... I now feel like I'm against the clock, which is not good. I should be kind of relaxing and chilling, really, but time goes quickly, man. What can you say? Always the same. The thing about cardboard is cardboard also bends, so I can kind of make more of a shape out of it. It'd be nice. Yeah. There we go. So I can kind of do... Oh shit, I've done the Amazon logo one way. Ooh, that was silly. Why did I do that? Why did you do that, George? That's a bit silly. Okay, that looks like dog shit. I should do that again then. Oh no. No. That's so stupid. Hang on a second. We're almost there. The cardboard's a genius idea though. I respect that. That's some good initiative. Right. Try that one more time. That's definitely the right one this time. Yeah. Okay. Every time I draw around this ear and then do it again, it becomes more and more rough. But it's getting there, you know? It's getting there. So if I can bend it inside of it like this, you can kind of curve it and have it sort of give it like a curved effect. And then what I might do is I might put some stuff on the inside as well. So I sort of like bend round the outside and create like a sort of caved effect on it. So I'm kind of trying to do now. So it's like that. That's cooler. Yeah. Like that, kind of. And then I'll whack it in the side of the head. Yeah. So I'm going to go on top, I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go here. Just jam it in, there we go. So what I want to do is kind of like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a little bit of it off, a bit higher up like that, so it can fit in there, no problem. No, that's not. That's not going to go in there. Fuck's sake. We should make the hole a little bit bigger, and then it'll probably fit in there fine. Who suggested the thing about it? Was it Kinso? Yeah, Kingsko. Kingso. I feel like I'm pronouncing your name horribly wrong there, mate. But the thing is, this actually isn't that bad of an idea. It's daft as fuck, but I like it. I like where it's going. Let me cut it and make it a bit more exact. Okay. Okay. It's getting a little bit difficult. The further you get in, it's getting a bit more. I tried. I'm sorry. I'm bad with names. I'm very bad with names. Just kind of cut through the cardboard there, which is not my idea. That wasn't the plan, but it's getting there. I quite like that, you know. It's daft as fuck, but I quite like it. Kind of just fall apart a little bit at the bottom, but that's fine. That's kind of the vibe anyway. That's much better. There we go. That's really funny. Hey, it's daft that. That is really daft. I think the ears are going to actually make it look a lot better. I don't know what I was going to do with the ears before. And you've solved my entire issue there, which is really good. Whack that in there. Oh, that's even better than the first. Look at that. That's so silly. That's so stupid, but I love it. There we go. There we go. An old Amazon parcel put to use, and a Beep the Meep Halloween pumpkin. That's sick. Yeah, you know what? I quite like that. Oh, I'm trying to think what else we need to do for it, you know. I think that's it. I think that's all we needed to do, really. Maybe put some detail on here. I'll just, yeah, draw along the outside like that. And then just kind of draw some fake hairs on it with a Sharpie. That's literally what I'm doing. But I think that sort of sets it apart a little bit. Oh, there is a budget Beep the Meep pumpkin. Look at that. Meep fucking Meep. We got there. I think it's a bit naff, but I'm actually impressed with myself for doing it somewhat well. You know, there's actually some genuine, like, stuff in there. Only thing I haven't got is like a light to go in it, which is a bit of a shame. But oh no, actually, hang on a second. Running out of charge now, but I have got a light here, so I can do that later on for a photo opportunity. That's good. The eyes are the only thing. There we go. Look at that. There we go. There we go. It's something, isn't it? I'll take a photo of this properly later and put it on Twitter and push it. Well, the only thing I want to add, because I've got a couple more minutes I could probably spend on this. I kind of want to do some little eyes, like little beady eyes, on the side here. And I feel like, because I don't know, I feel like there's something missing on the in bit here. So yeah, I am going to be that guy and be a perfectionist and add like another couple little things. going to cut around this like that. Literally, I don't even want it to be that detailed. I just need it to be like a D shape. Like that. And maybe go in here like that? Yeah, that's good. That's exactly what I wanted. I actually got this perfectly. I wish I don't actually have toothpicks, which is really annoying. But I might just use the cardboard technique and just jam it in there. Should I have the eyes looking to like one side, like that maybe? Might do that. Oh, the cardboard is coming so useful. So I'll do like a little roll of cardboard like that. And I'll sort of just scoop a little bit out there. And then kind of jam it in there like that. Hang on. Make it even smaller. Jam it in there like that. Probably cut the end off there like that. And then stick that in there. Yeah! That's actually going to work. Again, a bit naff, low budget, low effort, but it just goes to show that with nothing, like with no prep, you can still make something pretty bloody good. Oh, I'm happy, honestly, really, really delighted with that. Let's try that again. Let's just jam this in. Oh, that's a bit shit, that one, actually. Hang on. Just a bit tighter. Just jam it in one end, like that. And then in the other, like so. So, with the light, it'll look like that. That could be a little bit closer to the side, yeah, that's fine. Oh, shit. I pulled one of his eyes out. What do we think of that? I actually think that's pretty good, you know. It's a little bit Five Nights at Freddy's, but you know, it does the trick. Yeah. That's class. I'm happy with that. Fantastic. Well, there we go. It's the best I can do in such a short space of time. But I will take it. I'm going to empty the pumpkin bits out into this bowl. I knew the cardboard would come with it. That's fine. I'll just get all the bits out of there, so later on I can take a photo for Twitter, stick it on there, make it look really nice. I've lost an eye. I've lost two eyes actually. That was probably a bad idea, shaking it like that. Oh, here we go. There we go. There we go. And there we go. Let's stick the ears back in. There we go. Well, thank you for watching this episode of the Who Bulletin. This extremely fun Halloween special where I spend most of the time carving a fucking pumpkin. Of Beat the Meep of all people. I'm gonna do some tidying up now, and very soon we'll actually. I tell you what, I'll tidy up here. Ask some questions. Throw some questions my way. Some Doctor Who themed questions. That's really sick, actually. I'm really happy with that. You know, I'm genuinely really gassed with that. Okay. I'm going to clean this up. But yeah, throw me some Doctor Who questions. I'm here. I'm listening now. I know I was concentrating for a little bit there, but I'm here now. The stream is far from done. It's over on YouTube. For now, we're going to probably wrap up, but we'll be going live on Twitch immediately after and playing some horror games, so you're welcome to come over there and join us as well. I'd really appreciate the company. I'm just going to be done with this. But I'm pretty happy with that, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, that's class. Want to take a photo of that? You can't really see it, can you? Hang on. There we go. Oh my word. Look at that! I'm quite chuffed with that, you know. It's a bit extra, but it'll do the trick. The ears are a bit naff, but you know what? I'll take it. Brilliant. Okay, well there'll be some photos later on Twitter for you all to look at. But for now, I'm just going to quickly go and wash my hands. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to end the stream here. I'm going to end the stream here, and then we're going to go straight over to Twitch. If you're new here and you don't know what we do here, what we basically do is after every single stream on YouTube, we go over to Twitch for a bit and play some video games. It's sort of a half and half today, a little bit of an extravaganza. So we'll be heading over very quickly to twitch.tv/georgesheard, which I will put in the chat now. Please click on this link here in the chat, head over, drop me a follow, and we'll be going live on there. As soon as this stream ends, we're going to be going live over on Twitch to play some video games. So I'd really appreciate you joining in. You're more than welcome to, but if not, hopefully see you all next week at 7 o'clock here on YouTube, not playing anything, but watching, what am I talking about? I'm talking bollocks. We'll be back next week with a very exciting Doctor Who themed live stream. I've got a couple of guests involved in this next one, and it's going to be very interactive and exciting for you guys. So I'll see you all next week with next episode of the Who Bulletin at 7 o'clock next Tuesday. But for now, we're going to be heading over to Twitch. Join us over there, drop me a follow, and yeah, hopefully see you all